Hey everyone, this is a quick kind of tutorial on the Morningstar MC8. I kind of went back and forth on buying this for a while and was kind of having trouble finding just something that would kind of give me a guide on how does it actually work with programming the pedals. If you're new to MIDI or contemplating starting up a MIDI rig, this would have helped me, I think. So you got to have MIDI capable pedals. The Jackson Audio, Bloom and Golden Boy, Eventide, and Mercury 7 from Maris. Those are my MIDI capable pedals. My 1981 DRV is just for funsies because it's just too good to not have on the board. Anyway, you'll look up on like Jackson Audio's website the manual for Eventide and the Mercury 7. They'll have all your MIDI commands. And so basically I've just got it set up with some like baseline presets, and you can see I've got another page started here, some different stuff, and you can handle all the naming. So anyway, so for instance, if we just go to our damp setting and then I touch these two buttons at the same time, it takes me into a menu of sorts where I can check out my presets for that particular switch. On my commands, we'll say edit messages, just so we can see what all's in there. So I've got a series of messages with control changes. These first four, I think, are just telling the Bloom and Golden Boy what to do as far as like turn on the compressor, turn on the EQ, turn on the drive at 25%, all of those, and just to give you an idea of what one individual message in there looks like. This particular control change is set to when I press the button, it's toggled for both positions, which you can have it do like an on and off kind of thing if that's what you want. I didn't want to have on and off with the functionality of this button. I just wanted it to be just turn it on and it's done. I can push it a million times and it stays the same. It's a control change as opposed to a program or note on, note off, program change, anything else. It's control change. The CC number is 4. I think that's for maybe the drive percentage on that. I can't remember off the top of my head. Like I said, look it up on their website. The value is 1. They'll have a range, like if you're wanting to turn that drive onto 25%, it's 1. If you know about how the Jackson Audio products work, gain cycling, if you want the gain to be at 50%, that would be 2. If you want it to be at 75%, that would be at 3, and so on and so forth. And the MIDI channel is 1. So it was actually talking about something on the Bloom, because that is on channel 1. So all of my commands that is being sent out to this is being sent to this on channel 1, and this is set to be listening on channel 1. This is sending out to the Golden Boy on channel 2, and that is set to be listening on channel 2, number 3, and number 4. And so that's kind of a quick rundown. If I'm going to get out of this. If we scroll up to some other messages, I think this is going to be, again, press, toggle position both, program change. That's going to be my first preset on channel 3. So I set up my own user presets on the Eventide H9, and program change 0 is for my first preset on the list that I made in the Eventide app. Control that with your phone. Again, I'm not trying to get too much into these particular pedals, just trying to show you that you can program this to send program changes, in this case for presets on here, CC changes for your different parameters on those pedals, And that's pretty much how it's going to work. On this, on this Mercury 7, when I send a program change to it on channel 4, then it reads that it's on a new program. It reads that program change, I should say, and then anything that I save using that Alt button, that's what it stores in memory that's tied to that program change number. So this one kind of goes a little bit backwards. It waits for the program change, and then whatever I save, it stores it to that program change message. Anyway, this has completely allowed me to pare down my pedal board. For a good while, I had this thing like packed to the gills. It's just an Iridium for my amp and cab modeling, but I had, multiple reverbs on here, delays and everything else, and this allows me to, whether it's studio or live, mostly for live purposes, I can recall any of the sounds on here and change the settings on this and change the settings on that and change the settings on that with the touch of a button. So you'll watch the lights will all do different things as I go through. When I go clean, it's bypassed, and everything's kind of baseline. It's just my clean tone. When I go to this preset, you see that kicked on. And then if I add drive here, boom, those kicked on. If I want to go to a lead tone, it changed my preset here and changed to a different type of reverb over there. If I want to chug like Ola, then that turns off. So anyway, hopefully that helped. I'll answer any questions in the comment section. That's just kind of tapping into the initial capabilities of this. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with expression modes. If you want to tie an expression pedal to any one of these ports here, these pedals, this one, that one, and that one, don't have a traditional MIDI, 5-pin MIDI plug like that. They use a TRS jack. That's what that is there. That is there, and there's one on that one as well. And so these TRS outputs on this speak to these pedals over TRS cable. And so that's super handy to not have to have a converter box or to try to find a special cable that converts the 5-pin to TRS like that. So super handy. Again, there's a lot more that you can do with this. This is just kind of scratching the surface with broadly how does it actually work to assign a pedal to receive commands to this, and then how to program those commands. Anyway, thanks y'all.